Welcome to the channel. In this tutorial, we will see how we can transfer files between an iPad or an iPhone and a computer or a laptop which runs Windows operating system. Here in this method, we will not be using any external software, and here you will be able to transfer files in both ways. That is, you can transfer files from an iPad or an iPhone to a computer, and also you can transfer files from computer to the iPad and iPhone. One requirement here is your computer and the iPad or an iPhone that you're using, all of this should be connected to the same network. Here, if I click on my network connection, then you guys can see I'm connected to a Wi-Fi called as ABCDEF, and in order to transfer files, I need to connect my iPad and iPhone to this same network. That is the only requirement. So here in Windows operating system, what we have to do is we have to add a user to this computer. And then what we do is from our iPad or iPhone, we connect to this computer by using that user account. So click on the start button and search for add, edit or remove other users. You will get this option. Click on that. Now here you guys can see other users. You can see an option called as add someone else to this PC. Click on that. Now we need to provide the username. I will say my iPad. You guys can give any name, and then you need to provide a password. I'm gonna enter the password in here, and after that you need to enter the security questions. I will just enter some dummy values. If you want, you guys can provide proper answers. Now after entering these details, just remember the username that you have given and also the password that you have set, which we need to use later. After that, click on next, and that's it. We have added a local account to the computer. Now we will close this settings window. Now what we can do is we can share a folder or we can share a file across the network. Here I'm going to click on the Explorer and I'm going to click on this PC, and here you guys can see the drives that I have in my computer. If I want to share an entire drive, then I have to select that drive, right click and click on properties, and then click on sharing, and then we need to follow the process that we will be following later. But here I don't want to share the entire drive. I want to share a particular folder in the network, and I will be using that particular folder for transferring the files between computer and my iPad. What I'm going to do is in my desktop, I'm going to create a new folder. I will call it as my iPad data, and inside this folder I'm gonna place a file which I want to share across the network, and this is for the demonstration purpose. You guys can share whatever the type of file you want. All you have to do is you have to place that inside this folder. Now we will close this folder. Now what we have to do is we have to share this folder. So select the folder, right click on it, click on properties. It will open up the properties window for that particular folder. Click on the sharing tab and then click on advanced sharing. It will open up another window, and here you guys can see an option called as share this folder. Check that, and after that you guys can see the share name. By this name, the shared folder will appear in the iPad or iPhone, and after that we will click on the permissions. It will open up another window. Here you guys can see the share permission is available for everyone. What I want to do is I'm gonna remove it, and then I'm gonna click on add, and then I will add the user account that I have created. I'm gonna enter my user account name, that is the username, and then I'm gonna click on check names. Depending on what name you have given for your user account, you need to enter that, and you need to click on the check names, and it will search for that particular user and it will display that user here. After that, click on OK. Now we can see the user that we have added. Now what we do is we will provide complete control for this particular user. So we will click on full control, allow, and then we will click on OK. And then here we will click on OK. And now here we will click on share. It will open up another window. And now from this drop down, what we have to do is we have to add the user with whom we want to share this folder. So I'm gonna choose the username that I have added, that is my iPad. That's the username. After selecting that, click on add. That will appear in here, and we will click on this down arrow and we will provide both read and write permissions. After that, click on share, done, click on close. Okay, now that is a setting that we have to make. And now what we can do is we can use this folder to transfer files between iPad, iPhone and the computer. Now one last thing that we have to do is we have to check the IP address of this computer so that we can connect to this computer in our network. So click on the start button and search for network status and click on that option. Now here you guys can see the connection. Depending on whatever the connection type you have, you will see the connection properties. And here one more thing, whatever the network that you are connected, that doesn't need to have access to the internet. For example, if you look at this one here, I have a Wi-Fi network, but that Wi-Fi network is not connected to the internet. It is a local Wi-Fi network now. If it is connected to internet, then there is no issue. Just wanted to mention that. Now here, depending on whatever the network that you are connected, click on properties and it will open up the properties for that particular network. Make sure that network profile is private. If it is public, then select private. In public we can't share files. If it is private, then we can share files. After that, scroll down and you will see something called as IPv4 address. Just note down this address. We need this for connecting to this computer. After noting down the IPv4 address, you guys can close this window. Now this setting that we are doing in this computer, we just have to make it only once. After that, you just have to copy the files that you want to share to this folder. You don't have to make these settings again and again. Now what we have to do is we have to open up our iPad, connect to the network, log in as a user, and we can access the files. Okay, now I'm using my iPad. You guys can do the same setting in your iPhone also. Okay, now the first thing that we have to do is we have to make sure that we are connected to the same network for which our computer is connected. So I'm gonna open up the settings app. Then I'm gonna go to Wi-Fi and I'm gonna make sure that I'm connected to the same network. If you remember, my computer was connected to a Wi-Fi network called as ABCDEF. Here also I'm connected to the same network. Now after that, what we can do is we can open up the Files app. Now here in the top left, we can see 3 dots inside a circle. We just need to tap on that particular option. And then we can see an option called as connect to server. And here what we have to do is we have to enter the IP address of our computer. So whatever the IP address that you have seen in your computer, you need to enter that. So here I'm going to enter the IP address. After entering the IP address of your computer, tap on connect. And here we have the option called as guest and registered user. We will choose registered user, and here we need to enter the username and password of the local account that we have created in our computer. So I'm going to enter my username, and then we need to enter the password. After entering the username and password, tap on next, and now we are connected to the shared folder in the computer. So you guys can see my iPad data. So if I tap on that, then you guys can see a file which I have shared in my computer. If I tap on that, it will open up that file. Now, if I want to copy this file from my computer and I want to have it in my iPad, then I have to tap and hold. Then the pop-up window will appear with some options. We will click on copy. We will copy this file. Then I'm going to go to my iPad, and here I'm going to tap and hold in the blank area. It will show some options. I'm going to say paste. Now you guys can see what I have done is I have copied the file which was present in my computer in the shared folder to the local storage in the iPad. Similarly, what we can do is we can transfer file from iPad to the computer. For example, in this videos folder, I have some videos and it is present in my iPad. So I'm going to select a video, tap and hold. It will display the options. I'm going to say copy. Then in this shared option in the left side, I'm going to tap on the server address. It will open up the shared folder, my iPad data. I'm going to open it up. So I'm going to tap and hold in the empty area. It will display the option. I'm going to choose paste. Now you guys can see the file is being copied to the computer. So now what I have done is I have copied the file from my iPad to the shared folder in the computer. So that file will be accessible in my computer now. So this is it, guys. This is how we can share files between an iPad or an iPhone and a computer or a laptop which runs the Windows operating system. By using this method, we can transfer the files in a much faster way. And also this process is a lot easier once you set it up. So this is it, guys, for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you want to say something, then write that in the comment box. For more tutorials like this, do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later in the next video.